All right. Hello, everybody. I am Jameka Brown. I'm your host, and welcome to Single Moms Tips and Tea Thursdays. And I'm so excited to have you. Today we have a special guest, a guest for us, and her name is Tennisha Brown. She is going to share some wonderful tips about homeschooling, and I'm so excited to hear from her. She's been homeschooled for a few years. I'm not going to give you too much, but she's going to give you all of that information. But if you're not following me, please make sure you follow me on all social media websites, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I am under Restoration Blueprint. I am the author of Restoration Blueprint, helping single moms feel hope and have their dream life. And that's what this is about, helping single mothers, helping the community, help us stay encouraged and motivate each other, and definitely share different tips that have helped us get through different challenges in our life. But I'm not going to hold you too long. I'm going to allow Ms. Tennisha to take the floor.
Thanks, Jameka. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Hello, everyone, single moms, stay-at-home moms, all moms, and happy early Mother's Day to all moms. Celebrating our big day on Sunday. And as Jameka said, I just want to be here to be an encouragement to other moms. I know with everything that's going on right now with COVID, we are homeschooling. Moms are homeschooling right now, remote learning, if that's what you want to call it. And I just wanted to share my journey through that. I've been homeschooling, like Jameka said, before the pandemic. So I really feel for moms who you didn't have a choice.
Right.
Prepared. You didn't have all the supply, you really weren't prepared. So I've been praying for moms, like the decisions we've had to make, choices, that we've had to make, that just came upon us. I actually chose to homeschool. My daughter, when she started kindergarten, I chose to homeschool her. And I have right now a 7-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. So when she was 5, I did not enroll her in the kindergarten, and she stayed home with me. And my son did go to daycare because at the time he was 2. And I thought, Lord, that's about all I could handle right now. So we started lots of research. I'll say the reason why I did it is for a spiritual reason. I just felt convicted that to be her parent, and I should be the one teaching her. And I felt I could start with kindergarten, easy math, easy,
Right.
learn, and sounds and all that. So, and I always, I prayed about it and definitely got confirmation to do it. I'm always open to, again, as a single mom, we have to be flexible. So who knows what's going to happen? So I say, I'm going to do it as long as I can do it. And I even told my children, we're going to do it as long as we can do it. But I'm blessed to be able to work from home. So I've been working from home since we started homeschooling. So that was an adjustment because I used to work in the office. And so I came working. So again, I had the before everyone started doing that. So I understand struggles of having little ones in the background. You have a meeting in 5 minutes and somebody's saying, I'm hungry, or
right.
And then just trying to put on a face for your coworkers, like, I'm okay, I'm doing well. So it is a struggle, but I think the reward is so great. I hope that people are seeing right now, even through the struggle, the time they're spending with their children. That's all kids really want. They just want their mom.
Right.
They want to be with them. And so some days we get like today was not a heavy school day, but it was a play day. It was outside a lot, and we played Uno this evening, and that's all they want. They just want me to be present. So for anybody who I know for North Carolina right now, schools are giving, if you already have your child enrolled, keep doing whatever your school is saying. If anyone is interested in possibly taking their child out of school, the North Carolina Department of Administration, that's who runs homeschooling. So when you homeschool, you're considered to have a private school. What I did not know was that for North Carolina law, you don't have to have your child registered in school to the age of 7. So yeah. So when I started kindergarten at 5, I didn't officially have a homeschool. I just started to have an official homeschool when she turned 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we still did homeschool, but I guess the laws haven't changed. I think from when kids maybe were working in the farms, maybe. And you don't, they by law, they don't have to be in school till 7.
Right.
So I officially enrolled her. North Carolina has one of the least restrictions on homeschooling. It's a really great school, a really great state to homeschool. You just have to enroll your homeschool. One of the teachers or main person has to have a high school diploma. That's it. And then you have to, they say recommendation is that you go 180 days, but no one checks that.
I'm like, woo, okay.
So, it's good to keep a record of that, especially for people who are homeschooling in the high school years when they're going to start, making a transcript. But for elementary age, no one's checking that. And then the other requirement is that you have to do a test once a year. It could be a test that's mailed to your house and you administered it as yourself as the teacher. And then you keep the grade. I mean, you keep the score. You don't even have to open the score. They just want a test on file for at least a year. And that's it. That's all the requirements.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
okay.
yes. So other states have stricter requirements, but North Carolina right now that's all the requirements. I did, I'm making sure that she's keeping up with Wake County, what they are prescribing for kindergarten. Right now we're ending up first grade. So there's plenty of information where a mom or dad could go look and see what is required for your child's, your child's grade. But tips, I'd say, the one thing I don't know if parents are seeing this now. I've been reading and seeing on the news, parents are seeing, they're starting to understand what their teachers are teaching, that some of this work is too much. Some of this work doesn't make sense. And that's the part of the beauty of homeschooling, that you get to be the author. You get to be the author of what your child is learning. And you get to teach them in a way that suits them. All kids are different. They learn differently. So if they learn by jumping up and down, your child can jump up and down in your house and learn their multiplication facts,
Right. Okay, I got it.
Instead of having to sit down at a table.
Right.
I did get a desk for my daughter. We don't sit at the desk. We're everywhere in the house learning.
Right.
Sometimes we do reading, like right now, heavy reading. So we just read outside on the steps or out in the backyard. So that's one of the beauties of homeschooling, that really you keep it as simple as possible. You talked about single moms living our best life. Having a 6-year-old and then a 3-year-old, I would have 2 different drop-offs. And again, I know moms deal with that, have 2, maybe 3 different drop-offs. When I went to decide to homeschool, all that was eliminated. No drop-off chaos, no carpool chaos, no trying to figure out, why don't you have matching socks? None of that. It helped my mornings go well. It helped us to be just more flexible with our time, because I mean, as a single mom, again, everything's on us. So we have to be 2 places, different places. So it just helped my stress level, honestly. And the other thing is, so like I said, my son was in daycare. And when I started to look at that daycare bill, that monthly bill, it was a mortgage payment. It was a full mortgage payment and then some.
Maybe more.
Yeah. And so I took the leap of faith. I prayed about it, took the leap of faith, and I took him out of daycare last October. So he was 2.5. And he understood. He actually was saying, Mommy, I don't want to go anymore. I want to stay home with you and Abigail, with you. And so, and I wanted to make sure, he wasn't just saying that just to say it. He really wanted to come home. And so, again, big adjustment, 2.5 with a 6-year-old. He's not going to sit down and do something, and it's too early to homeschool him anyway. So a lot of play with him, a lot of coloring, talking. But again, saving money was definitely an incentive to do that. And one thing I do use, again, because I do have to work, and I have meetings that I have to host and I have to talk. Before the pandemic, I used drop-in childcare. So I would use a drop-in childcare. So it's not specifically a daycare. They go up to the age of 12, most of them. For like, if you have a child that's under 5, some of them have a maximum of 4 hours. They can only stay for 4 hours. Great. 4 hours is great.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend drop-in childcare. I also use drop-in childcare for evenings when I need a break. A lot of them have a date night. Even if there's no date involved, I'm dropping them off and I'm getting 4 hours. They actually feed ice cream for half the price that you would find anywhere else. And you get 4 hours of childcare, and you know where they are, they're safe, and you can do something. So that is one of the things that has saved me, is the drop-in childcare. The other thing is if you can, which again, because the daycare fee was taken away, I could afford now like having a sitter come into my home. So
Okay.
programs that would sitter with you. You can talk to the sitter. You could maybe interview the sitter beforehand. I've had to do that because I've had to travel from my job, and I've had to leave, let's say 6 o'clock in the morning. So I've had to have a sitter come at 5 a.m. to help me out. And so that's another option for single moms as well. So one of the main things again is doing research, finding out about what's required for homeschooling, and then also finding out what is your child's best learning skill. Like, how do they like to learn? Do they like to learn are they an audible learner? Do they like hands-on? There's so many resources, lots of free resources out there. I know some people may think, oh, it costs so much money. It doesn't. It doesn't cost a lot of money, especially for elementary age. There's so many worksheets and things you can find online. Even right now, a lot of people are offering services for free to help out with remote learning. So it takes a little bit of research, but it is doable. I'll say the other reason why I wanted to get on here is that single moms if you Google homeschooling, you won't see a lot of single moms, but there are single moms who homeschool. And I just want to show it can be done. It's hard, it's challenging, it's rewarding, but it definitely can be done.
Thank you, Tennisha. So I have my question.
Yeah.
All right. So so for us single moms, the kids are into school right now. Mm-hmm. This pandemic has happened. Mm-hmm. And we're like, oh my gosh, I gotta mm-hmm. this child. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. What is your top 3 things, what advice you would give to us mm-hmm. coming into this, or how to manage it, how to teach it? I know you said one that really stood out was find out your child's learning, mm-hmm. How they learn, basically. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I thought that's really good because in a school setting, they don't have that option.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I like that tip as well. So what are 3 more tips you would give us new moms that's coming into this like,
I'd say, I know everybody's not a planner, but in some way you have to be a little bit of a planner to think through your day. Even if you think through it through, okay, morning, what are we going to do this morning? What are we going to do this afternoon? What are we going to do this evening? If you're more of a planner, you can get into and 10 to 12. That just helps. So then that way, especially as a single mom, we have so many things going on in our mind. Also with homeschooling, these kids eat a lot. So you're thinking about what are we having for breakfast? What are we having for lunch? What are we having for dinner? So I try to do a brain dump, and I just do what are we meals. So I'm not thinking about meals all day. And then what does the day look like? Because for me, my day looks different every day because I may have meetings in the morning or meetings in the afternoon. The other thing is, again, what you mentioned, being at home, you get to gauge how your child, what's going on with them.
Right.
So they're not feeling the morning and it's like, this is going to be a struggle. Try to do something in the afternoon or even evenings. Some kids they like to learn in the evening. Or some kids like to learn, some kids don't, I don't know, maybe not, they may not find a Saturday morning session where they just, okay, we're going to do 3 days work on a Saturday morning, I'd say time management is one, definitely. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Don't make it complicated. Just make it work for you. However the time, but just think about your time in advance. And that will be helpful. I say the other thing is lots of grace. School does not have to look like school in a building. It doesn't. So, and I'm gonna send you some resources. But I saw an article, and I've seen it before, where it says it breaks down how much time you should be spending teaching for each grade level, and people will be surprised. Like for a kindergartner, really tops 2 hours for a kindergartner. 2 hours. That's it. You can break up 2 hours throughout the day. For a first grader, I think a first grader is still about 2 hours. Wow. So I don't sit with her probably any longer than 15 minutes. Okay. I mean, we're not doing a half an hour session of adding or measurements. Just grace. Right now is a time where you can make it work for your family and what works best for your family. I'd say a third one is have fun. I mean, learning is supposed to be, I know but it's supposed to be fun. So we want to create in our children a lifetime yearning for learning. I mean, beyond books. That's the other thing, beyond books. I had to change my mindset that we're learning every day. We should be learning every day. There's an opportunity to learn every day. So we have to just take moments to see how can I turn this into a learning opportunity for my children? And how can I make them see learning as exciting, not just something workbook work or memorization, but this is a time where we could show them another way to learn.
I like that. So the top three, your top three is time management. What we say?
Grace. Showing grace.
Grace. So time management, grace, and then
making it fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. And for me, Tennisha has younger kids. I have a who's in high school. So I'm the type of mom I am. I'm not a micromanager. I'm more of like a democracy, I think. Look, you know what you need to do. Okay. But my son is very laid back. Very laid back. Smart kid, but super laid back. So the first week or so, I'm like, hey, make sure you do, make sure you check in, do what you gotta do. All right. So I'm thinking we got everything under control. Now with Wake County Public Schools, you can get emails every day of your child's grade. I'm like, looking, and the grades is getting lower and lower. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what's happening? So I said all that to say, for me, I have to step in. and I had to take control. So that goes back to what you were saying, plan out your time management. So what I did was I wrote down every subject he was taking. I wrote each subject down. Okay, what's the assignment for this week? This class. What's the assignment for this class? And we did what we do now is a checklist.
Yeah.
That has helped him so much because he was like lost because it's kind of like remote learning right now. Kind of like having online school. Even if you're in college, you're taking online classes for him. So it's kind of like, here's your assignments I need to do by this certain date. So, you know, he's in the 9th grade and he was,
yeah.
letting it go. So that's why I had to step in and like, look, this is how it's going to be pretty much in college, but it's happening now. You're going to have to learn how to log in, see what assignments you have, and we're going to check out. So that has worked tremendously for me and my son.
That's good.
Yeah, checklist.
Yeah.
Making sure we don't miss anything. But what you have shared with us is really good. I'm very shocked at how the number of hours we have to use in the learning capacity. And this is good. This is really an eye opener. So we really appreciate you, Tennisha, sharing all these nuggets for moms, single moms, you know, that's coming into the homeschool atmosphere, virtual learning, as some may say. Virtual learning, but that was really good. We appreciate you coming on.
Sure. Thanks for having me, Jameka.
Of course. Any last things you want to say to the moms?
Just enjoy this time. I know everybody has told us that. You somebody random in the grocery store and your kids are acting up and they say, baby, enjoy this time. I know we all know it, but I think we should take heed to that. You know, I remember Tyler when he was a little boy. So time will go. I mean, I know the days seem long. They do seem long. They're not long. But this is the time we really, like, God is allowing us to pour into our children. So let us do that. Let's do that work. Put aside other stuff, and do this beautiful work that God has given us. There's support. You know, I know people could say, I could never do that. I don't know how you do that. You could, because people look at single moms and think we're superheroes. We are. But we do what we need to do. So, you know, if there's ever an inkling where you're thinking about, I think I may want to homeschool my child, you may be able to do, I mean, just research, reach out to me. There is support for women and families who want to pursue that.
I agree with Tennisha wholeheartedly. Taking this time, enjoy this time. You know, my son will come down and sit downstairs and talk to me while I'm working because I'm actually working now. And it's been a joy. We have little conversations on the side. Like you said, it's like a bonding moment. And I think it's helping families pull back in what's really important. So yes, I'm definitely enjoying it. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Again, I am Jameka Brown, author of Restoration Blueprint, helping single moms heal, hope, and have their dream life. Please follow me on all social media sites. That is Instagram, YouTube, Thrive, Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn as well. Restoration Blueprint. Follow us. Tune in next week to Single Moms Tips and Thursday. Thank you.